Colombia is a country recognized and characterized by its richness, not only at the level of natural resources, fauna, or flora, but also because it is a pluri-ethnic and multicultural country due to the coexistence of different ethnic groups, such as Palenques, Raizales, Gypsies, and even indigenous people. This last group has been characterized by living in isolated and distant areas of the city, where the landscape is identified and distinguished by being a natural one, such as mountains, rivers, forests, rainforests, and more, which can be explained due to the historical processes that took place in the country. For example, the arrival of Spaniards, but can as well be understood by the implications that the cosmologic and the way these groups inhabit and perceive the world, such as the Nukatmaku community. You may have heard about this community because they are known by being the last nomad green community in the rainforest. This group can be found in a tropical rainforest between the Guaviare and Inirida rivers. However, due to the Colombian internal conflict, this community has been displaced and forced to live in poor conditions. In addition, these spaces where they are located today is being reduced by the colonist people, and this has generated conflicts between both populations because of disputes over the resources that are usually found in settlers' territory. This led this nomad community, the Nukatmaku, to be unable to provide their food due to the limited space to carry out their subsistence activities. But what means being a nomad group and which implications have been a displaced nomadic group in Colombia? Well, being nomad means the necessity of a big territory in order to displace and be able to practice subsistence activities and to get subsistence abilities such as hunting, gathering, fishing. These activities are carried out around the territory through the establishment of camps where an area is explored and then abandoned. This allowing to the recovery of the environment and the ecosystems. However, after the relocation into overcrowded farms, the Nukamaku community has changed into a sedentary life, which implies the loss of their abilities of fishing and hunting due to the reduced space. Despite the help given by the government by relocating them in these places, well, these places are reduced and these places don't let them um, practice their subsistence activities. Also, they see the effect brings help to this community by enables a part of the community, women and children, to have food. But this is still not enough, and this not fit all the group, and the community is still lacking of it. Nevertheless, after turning into a sedentary life and lost their subsistence ability, it's important to recognize that the solution to the problem of the nilfulness of food can be reduced to the recovery of their territory because the community wouldn't be able to provide their food as they did before. Not just because they are turning into a sedentary life or the species are reduced, but also because of the death of the older people who are the ones that pass their oral traditions on the fishing and hunting sites. This impossibility of to provide their food has led them to incur in the gathering of coca to be able to provide the food they need. For that reason, one of the possible solutions can be the study of the current situation of the community in order to identify the actual needs that arise from the present conditions, as the lack of food, the deteriorated health due to the sickness exposure taken by the settlers to their territory, the contact with anti-personal minds, sexual abuse, prostitution, orphanhood, and others. Considering the problem of It's also important to consider the problem of the forms of exploitation that are occurring in the Nukamaku people in order to have access to food. Therefore, it is necessary to support and involve the community into alternative activities such as basket weaving. This can help them to being able to provide their food and being able to have access of food. It's important for this solution that the groups have to be connected with the organizations that commercialize this kind of emergency, like the Artesanías Colombia. Also, for the purpose of this solution, it's important to recognize the role of the territory in the resolution of the problem, because it's really fundamental due to his connection with the reactivation of the culture and the cultural, historical, social, political implication that it has for the group itself. Finally, it's crucial to consider the importance of a collaborative project with the Nukamaku people, because before proposing and implementing a certain solution, this solution should be debated and built with the community, since they are the ones being affected. This part should be taken into account and should be practiced when we're proposing solutions to any community problem, because sometimes the people that are affected are forgotten.